Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome everyone. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilma wa arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinabah. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel, ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير حسبنا الله لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين حسبنا الله لا إله إلا أنت عليك توكلنا وأنت رب العرش العظيم ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. Inshallah, we will listen to Anne for her summary of last week and introduction of today's discussion. Thank you.
Inshallah. So last week we were on the 30th flash. We are on the 30th flash. And we're on the second point. And we started the discussion by saying what we frequently say, which is in the day-to-day life, there's gaining, losing, not only every day, but every moment, and the end is zero. So what is the point? Why are we here? So to answer this question, in this class, we look for evidence, and the evidence, according to Nursi, is in the universe. And in this flash, we're talking about a well-ordered universe. At the same time, there's injustice in human relationships. So it seems to be a contradiction. So according to Nursi, we need to first establish that God is just. And from that, we can see that he therefore creates everything with justice. And he creates us with a sense of justice. We dislike injustice. At the same time, we have free will. Therefore, humans can choose to act with injustice. Again, a seeming contradiction. Nonetheless, there must be a wisdom in this. So we talked about how there must be a court action. In other words, there has to be a day of reckoning. And a day of reckoning where justice prevails is found in the hereafter. Without belief in the hereafter, there is no justice. And I want to reiterate the Surah 15, ayat 21. That was at the very beginning of this Al-Adl, the All-Just. And whatever there is, its source is with us, and we send it down whatever there is, its source is with us, and we only send it down with a well-defined measure. Surah 15, ayat 21. And I bring us back to that, not only because of the particular translation, which I think is beautiful. But we also bold-faced a well-defined measure, that term. And we spent um, quite a bit of time last week talking about that, what that term means particularly. In the English translation, it kind of looks like a well-defined measure in my mind might be like a measuring cup with very precise indications of measure, like grams or milliliters. But in this term, well-defined means knowingly defined, maklum, known. It's a known defined measure. So without the known, there's no order, and therefore there's no justice. So we talked about this chain of thinking where a perfect order does not equal a perfect justice. Why? Because a perfect order needs justice first in order to make it meaningful. So when we say that God sends down, we send down, there's not a single thing we send down that's not in a well-defined measure. It means without it being that it's known. Therefore, the justice is implicit. And we also talked about people who have lost their rights. So we talked about justice in the universe. And that people who have lost their rights in this universe are compensated in the hereafter. So they're compensated in the sense that their deeds are multiplied. And in fact, it's extra to what that person deserved. It's an extra kind of mercy. Whereas hell has no extra. It's exactly one-to-one, not multiplied. It's exactly what I deserve. So in paradise, there's a compensation that I think helps us understand the perfect justice. And then in the text, Nursey talks about how perfect order overlays continuous war and migration. There's constant turmoil. There's no permanent justice in this world. But God gives us death. So there must be a wisdom in this. In fact, as we've said in this class multiple times, death is a mercy, which may sound contradictory, but to believers, we understand that it's a mercy because I'm entering another creation. I'm entering Akira, and in that place, I'm going to see justice. So that was last week's discussion.
Thank you. Beautiful summary. Very well said. MashaAllah. Thank you. We appreciate your
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
refreshing our mind about what we have done last week. So this week, we said we will continue reading and see the examples, how everything is knowingly well defined. So we should separate between orderly creation and well-defined creation. Maybe everything in order, but not really purposefully well-designed, well-defined, measured precisely. So this side looks to justice, then everything is given right proportion, right measurement as their existence requires to be. So the creator is demonstrating that he's a just one. So misunderstand that there is some events here he creates as if there is no justice. No, there will be. These are just for reminders about the reality of this world. And also, this world is a place of education. So people will be given opportunities equally. Some people will utilize it, some people will exploit it, depending on their free choice. Accordingly, everyone will get what they deserve in the next creation. To show this, there is a next creation, there must be a next creation. This demonstration of justice in universe-wide is not fully satisfied as far as the human relationships are concerned. We see that there are many injustices going on in the world. And we puzzle why. Yes, the people are free. Some people will choose the right. Some people will choose the wrong. Accordingly, what they deserve, they will be given eternal life according to what they deserve. So this freedom of human beings, freedom of will of human beings, is the best example that the just creator of the universe is preparing us for an eternal life. So reminding us this life is transient. It is not worth to choose injustice. It is not worth to injustice. Doing injustice is not only to do between human relationship, between human beings and their creator as well, their owner as well. How can how am I treating my owner? How am I treating the owner of the universe? Am I being or doing justice in my treatment or not? Am I just insulting him, rejecting him, or giving him his due right by acknowledging who he is, who I am? I am brought here, I am a guest. He is my host. If I say, no, I am the owner of my life, it means I am insulting my creator. This will be also rewarded or punished according to the choice of human beings. So we have to watch out for our free will, whether we are doing justice towards our creator, towards all other creatures, and also to other human rights. That's what we have to be careful about our free will. How are we using it? That is the most important element in human life. We have to watch out. Thank you. So if there is no more comment and concern, we can continue reading.
I just have one additional comment about injustice
Yeah.
among relationships, and then injustice towards the creator. Can we also say that there's injustice to the earth itself, the elements, the gifts from our creator, such as the plants and animals and the air and the water, that we do them injustice by wastefulness, um, dirtiness. It seems to me that that's also a kind of injustice.
Definitely. All kinds. If I use, for example, just simple example as you reminded us, if I use water for nothing, not for to do and to utilize it and be thankful to it, you use water for nothing. It means you are created for nothing. It means I am insulting its creator. So you created something which is not worth taking notice of. Just I can throw it away. That is just not only insulting the water, the right of water to be water, but also it is creator, extends to its creator. You did something wasteful. So that is an excellent point. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy to hear this comment.
It's something that's on my mind quite often. This concept of wastefulness and dirtiness. Um, this country in particular is incredibly wasteful. And I don't know if people really reflect on it enough. At least, if not from a spiritual point of view, at least from a material point of view. Like, why would you want to throw something away if it can be fixed or if it's still useful? We're such a we're such a throwaway country. Um, and it I see it, I mean, all the time, every day. I can't not see it. So I just feel like that's something that people have absolutely lost sight of, even if they're not, even if not from a religious point of view, at least from an ethical point of view. Like,
Mhm.
being wasteful is, to me, is almost criminal.
Yeah, it's exactly. But we think that no. If someone is not careful about the purpose of his existence, he will think that I am working and I am making money. With the money, I can do anything I want.
Exactly. I have the right.
Yeah, I am free. I am exercising my free will. That is the concept prevailing everywhere, especially in this country.
Yeah.
No, but especially, but everywhere. This is my money. I can use it. I can buy. I can use as I want. That is how we exercise our freedom. Yes, you are created with freedom, the sense of freedom. Everybody acknowledges it, but it doesn't mean that you can misuse your freedom and insult the rights of others. But what we forget, we insult the right of the creator of the things that we are utilizing. Why? Because we don't notice while we are using something of this universe, it is particularly created by a one who created you as well as a guest in this world, and he provided all this, whatever he has created, for you to utilize it so that you will know who is providing it, and you will say, you will have an attitude to acknowledge his right and say, thank you, thank you. But after, for example, somebody offers you an orange and you say, thank you, but throw it away. What does it mean? Insulting. You gave me something which is not worth at all. You are a stupid man. it is an insult. So we have to, in this example, we have to have the orange and also be thankful to the one who gave us. But unfortunately, the prevailing culture doesn't acknowledge the creator and replaces the creator with human ownership. Right? It is my possession. That aspect is very much neglected, very much neglected in worldwide. So we have to watch out. That's our duty. Shall we?
Batu has a hand up.
Yes. Shall we let her share her comments with us, please, Fat?
Yeah, I from this discussion, I think I started realizing how many injustices I'm committing, like that I didn't really categorize it as like injustice. Like for example, when you're saying using the water for no purpose or um just like injustices to yourself as well. Like I'm thinking when I'm not true to my like let's say if I'm feeling a sense of compassion or something and I don't use that feeling when it comes, I can see that as some sort of injustice to my heart or like my nature. So I guess I recognize that you've mentioned this in previous classes, like our responsibility is to like develop these human senses, our consciousness, um, our human abilities given to us. But then I started thinking, like, are we actually doing anything to develop it or just not being unjust to it by misusing it? I wanted to just touch on that piece a bit because I just wanted to kind of dive deep into that. But if it's off topic, feel free to come back to it.
I think we have to try to protect the right of I wouldn't say creatures in this context. I would say the right of gifts from the creator. We have to protect the right of gift, as Anne said earlier on. For example, caring the earth atmosphere and not polluting it. Not polluting the earth, not polluting the water, not polluting the rivers. Unfortunately, we do. And we have to also extend this protection to the right of the creator, the owner. That's why, first of all, we have to try to understand ourselves and share this feeling with others that whatever we do is not, it doesn't mean we are creating the result. We are asking the creator to create the result for us. We are just choosing, we are not creating. As we give the example, when I plant, let's say, a seed in the pot to grow a certain, let's say, a flower. Just I put the seed in the soil and pour water. Soil is provided, seed is provided, water is provided, air is provided, sunlight is provided. Within a perfect order, flower is created. Do I have any right to say that I can treat with this flower as I want? It is my property. Can I ever say this? This is my property because I poured water, which is provided. Not I didn't create water. I didn't create sunlight. I have no right to claim the ownership over the flower. But I have the right to claim that this is given to me, a gift by the creator of the flower. This is given to me so I can utilize it. If someone steals my flower, this flower, I will say he has stolen the right of utilizing the flower, using the flower given to me by my creator, by the creator of the flower. That is the human right interference here. My body is given to me as a gift by my creator. So no one should harm my body. Not because I am owner of my body. No, this body is given to me as a gift from my creator and said, Ali, here is your body. You will use it, your body. That is your right to use it. Be careful. You cannot announce ownership over your body. You didn't do anything to give existence to your body. This is me. That is the relationship we have to have in our treatment of other, anything that we claim that it is my property. No, it is not your property. The right of utilizing, the right of use is given to me in the form of gift. This concept has never been brought up in any civilization except in the Quranic understanding. It is amazing. Human beings has not reached to this level of realization of the reality of existence. Unfortunately, we just live in an imaginary, unrealistic world. Just false claims, full of false claims. Everywhere. So we have to watch out for ourselves and try to remind people around us if they listen to us. If they listen to us. Yeah. And further comment?
I just wanted to thank Fatu for her comment about wastefulness of emotions. Like if you have compassion, you shouldn't squander it, or other emotions. I appreciated that comment. And I don't think it was off topic at all. It's exactly apropos to the topic.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I should start reading.
Yeah, it is excellent point. Everything, emotions, our thinking. I shouldn't think about unnecessary things, obtaining knowledge. I shouldn't just spend my time obtaining knowledge about something. Somebody has done something in downtown, something, and nothing to do with me. Or, I don't know, for example, I've done something which is not really useful to announce it to other people, share it with other people, and waste their time with it. We have to watch out every details as much as we are aware of it. Thank you.
Bismillah. I'll start reading. Thus, everything from the cells of an animate body, the red and white corpuscles in the blood, the transformations of minute particles, and the mutual proportion and relation of the body's organs, to the incomings and outgoings of the seas, the income and expenditure of springs under the earth, the birth and death of animals and plants, the destruction of fall and the reconstruction of spring, the duties and motion of the elements and the stars, and the alternation struggles and clashes of death and life, light and darkness, and heat and cold are ordered and weighed with so sensitive a balance, so fine a measure, that the human mind can nowhere see any waste or futility, just as human science and philosophy observe everywhere and demonstrate the most perfect order and beautiful symmetry. Indeed, human science and philosophy are a manifestation and interpreter of that order and symmetry. I see a hand up.
Hi. So I had a question about the previous comment that Fatu made. So I think it's a quite nice concept that we should be just to our emotions, and we should utilize them in a way to, almost like talk with the source of the emotions. And so my question is that we have a lot of emotions that can like come from God, and it can also come from like Shaitan. So um we can also have emotions that can make us more distant to the source, rather than closer. So how can we distinguish these?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I would say that the feelings of compassion and appreciation of beauty and love for justice um, are the gifts that were given to us from our Creator. And then the opposites of that, injustice, um, all the opposites of those positive things are a result of our free will. I don't know, Brother Ellie Murmur, maybe you want to add to that?
Anyone else? Actually, everybody can comment and try to give the answer to any question raised by anyone. So we are here, a small family.
I mean, it's a really good question. And when we look around the world and see all the injustice, it's overwhelming. And I have to constantly remind myself that uh, these injustices are all a result of free will, the exercise of free will that is run by the ego, the caprices of our ego, with no regard whatsoever for the source of creation.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. In addition to what Anne said, to the beautiful question of Shula, very practical. So that is our reality. This kind of questions can only be solved and understood with two elements. One is human beings are given free will to choose, so that whoever chooses right or wrong, accordingly, they will be taken into account, and they will be rewarded, or whatever they deserve, they will be given. This is the freedom of choice. And also, human beings are not left alone. They are alone with their free will. Their creation, in their own existence, they are given the criterion. Everybody automatically knows that uh, transgressing the right of others is wrong. There is no state in the world that they don't have penal code. There is no state, because everybody knows that people are free to choose, and some people may exploit this, misuse this freedom of choice and choose the wrong option. But everybody automatically knows they don't have to learn it from somewhere else, or usually the religious people say from God. No, we are given the intellect, we are given the senses, and through the senses, we know that doing injustice is wrong, and doing justice is right. Automatically knows it. We are created with the criterion within ourselves as well. So the result is I am free to go against my nature or to conform what my nature lets me know, whether it is truth or not. And extra information is provided by the Creator to educate human beings. Everybody knows that being ignorant, not knowing, is not really for human beings. And everybody wants to be educated. Even somebody is lazy, then they make it compulsory that you have to take education in order to learn better, to be educated. But you know that learning is better, but you may choose to be lazy. So they force you to learn. So most of the countries, maybe all of the countries, states, make at least primary education is compulsory. I mean, requirement for everyone. Whatever the way you use, but you have to be educated. So that is human need, acknowledged by everyone, believers and non-believers like. Same. And God sends the teacher and guiding lines and extra information, giving what human beings need to learn, giving instruction. About belief matters, you find in the Revelation God guidelines and the evidence demonstrated, and make it clear that the future life is coming, the universe has an owner. Although human mind, human intellect automatically knows that if there is a meaningful being somewhere, definitely it has an owner. Definitely it has an owner. Everybody automatically knows it. But they may not know who the owner is. That's what we learn from Revelation. The owner is the owner of the universe and gives the evidence for it, provides the evidence for it. So we are provided with many other equipment, if you like, to make the distinction between right and wrong. Even those people who don't acknowledge revelation at all, like China, there is justice. But political matters are aside. But there are courts, there are judges, there are prisons for those people who misuse their freedom. What did they learn it from? From the way they are created. So their intellect makes the difference between what is right and what's wrong. Religion, that's revelation, God's guidance, perfects it and gives the evidence and extra information what human beings need about, for example, existence of God, existence of the hereafter, although I know that there is injustice in this world, and this injustice should not happen, and I know that the universe witnesses the Creator is a just one. Why these injustices are going on then? I am puzzled. And the Creator comes with help and says, there will be an hereafter. I said, there must be. Yeah, really, there must be. So gives the evidence that the one who creates you, the one who creates the universe, is able to do that, provides the evidence to convince that human beings can understand there must be another creation after the death of the body. Human feelings don't die. Human spiritual side don't die. We know that. I am getting old, but I'm not getting old. I am already old, speaking for myself. I am already old. Everybody is aging, getting old, and body is ready not to function anymore. But my feelings, my spirit never gets old, doesn't change. It always wants everything perfect, eternally perfect. That is how we are created. We are not left alone. Criterion is already encoded in our existence, and extra information provided by the Creator to educate, to make it clearer, and demonstrate the evidence for what it teaches us. It means he teaches us and make it practical as well. So all these elements are out there. We know what is right and what is wrong. No one says stealing is right in the world, regardless of believing atheist, whatever, or believer, doesn't matter. Stealing is wrong. Everybody knows. And also, killing people for no reason is wrong. Everybody knows. Insulting people is wrong. Everybody knows that wasting is wrong. But people misinterpret it, saying that this is my property, I can't do anything. Although it is a wasteful action, but I'm exercising my free will. There is a confusion. But everybody knows that wasting is wrong. So people speak nowadays about information pollution. They didn't learn it from the revelation, from their own, already ingrained in their existence, feelings, intellectual capacity. So we have the free will to choose this way or this way. That is what we have to bear in mind. The problem is, am I feeling responsible for usage of my free will? That is the point. We have to be careful. Otherwise, everything is there. Everybody knows, even the child.
Can I
Thank
add a point to this discussion, which I know it's not exactly in the text itself, but it's actually really interesting about everybody knows what's injustice. Everybody knows what's justice, that we have that criterion. We're created with that criterion. You mentioned about higher education helping us overcome our ignorance. I just wanted to say that my whole career was in higher education, and I used to believe, or maybe I still do, believe that higher education is the key to um, understanding, I mean, to making the right decisions. to overcoming ignorance at all levels. But nowadays in the United States, particularly, I feel I'm not as optimistic about higher education as I used to be, because I'm looking at some of the people in, and I don't want to make this a political discussion, but I'm looking at people who are in power right now making these decisions. Their level of education is extraordinarily high. It seems like there's a big disconnect between higher education and compassion in making decisions. I don't see any compassion. And so I have to constantly remind myself about this exercise of free will. I think the brakes on free will are, as you mentioned, there are brakes on free will, like checks. But it seems like nowadays in the United States, things are just completely out of control, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Human beings are free, and yeah,
Yes, I know.
unfortunately. So we should be careful for ourselves at this, inshallah. So in this paragraph, did you find this one, this
Oh,
interpretation?
I did. Human science and philosophy observe everywhere and demonstrate the most perfect order and beautiful symmetry.
Mhm.
Their manifestations, their interpretations of that order and symmetry. That's exactly what science and philosophy do. They interpret the order. And you put in brackets, in fact, how it should be.
Not
That's,
materialist interpretation.
yeah.
So we have to appreciate what the new findings by the scientists, but their interpretation should declare and announce that, look, there is justice in the existence of the world. Even they don't believe in God, they should declare it. Everything is perfectly tuned, measured, perfect measurement, precise measurement. That's what the science is possible. Otherwise, if there was no perfect measurement, there would be no science. So we wouldn't be able to have this opportunity here. Everybody sitting in his home and being together at the same time on the screen. But still, because of the perfect creation and just creation. So, shall we go further?
Yeah, we should. We should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Common considered the balance and equilibrium of the sun and its 12 planets. Does it not point as clearly as the sun to the all-glorious one, who is all just and powerful? Especially our ship, that is, the globe of the earth, which is one of the planets. It travels an orbit of 24,000 years in 1 year, not scattering or shaking the things stored up and stacked on its face, despite its extraordinary speed, nor throwing them off into space. If its speed had been increased or reduced just a little, it would have thrown its inhabitants off into the atmosphere and scattered them through space. And if its balance was to be destroyed for a minute or even a second, it would destroy the world. Indeed, it would clash with another body and doomsday would break forth.
Any comment?
Well, I like the way he talks about balance and equilibrium in the corpuscles of the human body and then extends it to the balance and equilibrium of the planetary system. Balance and equilibrium is manifested in everything microscopic and macroscopic. It's pretty amazing.
So this, yeah, yes. Speed had been increased or reduced just a little, it would have thrown its inhabitants off into the atmosphere. Yeah, but nowadays, what the people interpreted, that is because of gravity. But what is gravity? This perfect creation, so perfectly measured and orderly realized, orderly created, that we conclude it is perfectly created, and this precision is kept. All in spite all the changes, moving here and there. I mean, the Earth is moving around the sun altogether, moves around. Something else in the galaxy, all of them are perfectly arranged. We observe it and we see that there is a principle in the creation. And some people say, this is gravity. Yes, this is gravity. What is gravity? The order. Orderly creation is realized in this way. And they think the gravity has an external existence arranging the relationship between the sun and the moon and the globe of Earth, as if it is a conscious being. That is how materialists misuse the words to misinterpret it. That is how materialist mind works. And we have to watch out for this kind of misleading language. Gravitation is the principle of existence realized by the creator. There is no gravity law somewhere there, apart from the perfectly arrangement of the relationship between the planets and the stars and the galaxies, universe-wise. And no one can say that this happened accidentally, because it is not only one event. It is from the beginning of the universe until now, at least, and if the creation continues, we know that this principle will never be left behind. It means the creator is the just one, creates everything in balance. So if the creation continues, it will be, if it decides to create in another time and continuously, then this principle will be kept, because so far billions of years of this universe is created with this principle. So as a result of this creation, this type of creation, I cannot imagine something externally existing within the universe, not the creator of the universe, which I call this principle as gravity, law of gravity. The gravity is putting us together, rather than it is created in this way, and this principle is never neglected. The creator never neglects the way he creates perfectly. And he never says that I'm going to create once or twice, not with justice. Again, even what we call them calamities, catastrophes, they are created with balance and measurement. No accidental creation. on purpose. For example, illnesses are created with balance and order. That is why medicine, the science of medicine, is out there. Why? They know that everything happens with perfect measurement. So, and purposeful arrangement, precise measurement. Let's find out and try to avoid it as far as our free will can do. So they study the reasons of illnesses because the creation of illnesses are not accidental. They are created within a perfect order. Earthquake is created within a perfect order. It's not accidental. Again, the creator creates everything within a precise measurement. Whether we like it or not, those things that we don't like, also my creator gave me the sense not to like it. So I know that I have to take lesson from it. That is why God is creating sometimes earthquake or illness to make us realize that this world is transient. So don't think that you are going to be left alone. When you die, everybody will be equal. Never. Never everyone will be equal as they die. Because they will be responsible for their choices. For example, everybody knows that after certain years, the education comes to an end. And everybody completes his education and is out of school now. Do you think when the graduation day comes, everybody is finished, class is finished, test is finished, everything is finished, they became equal after school is closed?
Oh, no, not at all.
No, do you see? No. Yes, education finished, but the result is not equal. Everybody is equal. Who said that death is the most or the perfect equalizer? Never. Graduation day is the perfect equalizer. I mean, this is a nonsense sentence. So some of them has a best degree, some of them has middle degree, some of them don't get any degree at all. That is the result of the education, and somebody will be very happy because they got the best degree and they get a good profession. The others didn't learn anything, and they will have a miserable life as far as the profession is concerned, uh, and they will not be happy that they failed. That is the reality everybody knows in the world. There's no country in the world which says after the education everybody will be equal. Not at all. You cannot show one single exception for this. That is another answer to Shulei's question. Everybody knows that death is not equalizer. Graduation day is not equalizer. Perfectly. Everybody knows. So it would clash with another body. Yeah. Inshallah, we can continue from here if there is no more further question.
Sorry, I wanted to ask, is it possible to access the recordings of this Zoom sessions?
To I couldn't get it. Sorry, Shule.
So I asked, is it possible to access the recording of this Zoom session?
Oh, yeah. Hamim.
Okay.
Yeah, what is done from within? Sorry.
Okay, all right. I'll check
Are you
that.
aware of Islam from within? Just go live.
Okay.
You will find this is the latest. It will be the first one.
Okay, thank you. That was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great, all of you. Right, inshallah, we will stop here. And what would you say? Ah, Feriha shared it. Shule. Yep. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhaneke la ilme lena illa ma allamtana inneke entel alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wana elhamdülillah rabbil alamin. Inshallah, we will meet on Monday, next Saturday as well. And Monday, there will be an interesting presentation by one of our friends, Osman Rifqi, about latest developments in physics.
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
On this Tuesday, and it will be in ICNYU. Inshallah.
Wait, sorry. Just to confirm, first you said Monday, then you said Tuesday for the guest.
No,
Which,
Tuesday. But I will see you on Monday for another class.
okay, and Monday is on Zoom, right?
Now, Monday is on Zoom only at 6 p.m. Tuesday, Zoom and also in person at 6 p.m. in ICNYU, sorry.
Okay, Jazakallah. Thank you, Doctor.
Inshallah, I see you everyone on Monday in Zoom, Tuesday in ICNY. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سورة الفاتحة.